You see, Connor, this isn't just about you. I'm going to make an example out of you in front of the entire Villain League. We'll gather in the courtyard and strip you of your immortality for everyone to see. A grand event. A spectacle.
You think that's going to scare people into following you?
Oh, it's not just about fear, Connor. It's about showing everyone, heroes and villains alike, that no one, not even a member of your family, can defy me. You and your father are symbols of the Hero League, and when they see you crumble into dust, they'll know that the Villain League is the true power.
All right, we're in. Everyone stay sharp.
Whoa, this place is huge. We better not get lost.
Let's keep our comms open and stick to the plan.
Remember, our goal is to get Connor out safely. No unnecessary risks.
We should split up. There are multiple conference rooms on the 5th floor. If he's still in the meeting, we need to cover as much ground as possible.
Agreed. We don't know how much time we have, and it's better if we split up and check all the rooms.
All right, everyone, let's split up and cover more ground.
I'll go with Colton.
I'll take Chris with me. Stay in contact and be careful.
Got it. We'll check the West Wing. You think Connor's okay? He should have contacted us by now if everything was fine.
I don't know, but something feels off. Stay sharp.
If we run into trouble, we need to stay together. Why would they lock all the rooms?
They're probably using just one. Let's keep moving.
We need to find him soon. I've got a bad feeling about this. Wait, do you hear that? It's Connor. He's not in a meeting. He's in trouble. We found him. He's not in a meeting. Plasma Man's got him. We're going in.
We're on our way. We've got to get him out of there before it's too late.
Where are they?
Wait a second. Those voices aren't coming from this room.
What do you mean?
They're coming from the Villain League prison. Connor isn't in the conference room. He's being held in their prison, somewhere deeper in the building.
The Villain League prison. I really hoped we'd never have to set foot in there again. Last time we barely made it out. The place is a maze, and the guards...
I know, but we don't have a choice. If Connor's being held down there, we have to go get him, no matter what.
All right. We go in, we get Connor, and we get out. Quick and clean.
Let's move.
It's time, Connor. We're going to the courtyard. You're going to be a spectacle for the entire Villain League to see. A hero stripped of his immortality, reduced to dust before their eyes. And your precious Hero League will learn that we don't forgive or forget.
You're making a mistake. You think killing me is going to stop us?
Killing you is just the beginning.
Hey, get your hands off me!
Take him away, and don't let him out of your sight for even a second.
This is it. We find Connor and we get out of here.
If Connor's down there, it means Plasma Man has something big planned. If we don't stop it soon.
We will. We've got this.
We'll split up again. Half of us will head toward the courtyard. If Plasma Man plans to make an example of Connor, that's where they'll be taking him. All right, everyone, stay sharp and keep your comms open.
These halls are like a maze. Let's not get separated, yeah?
Remember, remain calm and trust your instincts. We're almost there.
I'll monitor the security feeds from here. If I spot anything, I'll let you know right away.
Mr. Rence, Mr. Dugan and Mr. Callaway walk swiftly down the long hallway lined with prison cells, the oppressive atmosphere thickening as they advanced deeper into the Villain League headquarters. The air was tense with the distant hum of activity, but their focus was solely on finding Connor before it was too late.
Wait, what is it?
Mr. Callaway replied, calm but urgent. I can feel him. Connor's presence. Immortals can sense each other.
So, you know where he is?
He's close, but something's wrong. His presence is fading. He's been moved. He was here, but now he's gone. But there's something else. Plasma Man. His immortality residue is here too. They're moving Connor toward the courtyard. I can track them.
Lead the way.
The trio hurried through the dark hallways, following Mr. Callaway as he tracked the fading immortality residue left behind by Connor and Plasma Man. Time was running out, and they knew if they didn't act quickly, they'd be too late. Meanwhile, Colton, Zack and Chris were navigating a different part of the headquarters, their frustration mounting as they tried to find the courtyard.
This place is a maze. We've been in here 3 times already, and it never gets any easier.
I don't understand why there's no map or anything. How do they even know where they're going in this place?
They don't want us to find our way easily. They probably designed it that way on purpose. We're going to have to take a guess.
Let's try this way. We have to find the courtyard soon.
As they moved, the tension built between them, each step bringing them closer to the unknown. They knew Connor was in serious trouble, and the stakes had never been higher. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Plasma Man forced Connor onto a raised platform. His wrists were bound and his expression was, totally defiant, even though he knew what was coming. Surrounding him was a crowd of Villain League members, their eyes just gleaming with malice and anticipation.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day that will go down in history. For the first time ever, an immortal will die. Connor, one of the great leaders of the Hero League, will fall right before your eyes. This is more than just a victory for the Villain League. This is proof that we have surpassed the Hero League. They cannot ignore the power we've achieved, and with this technology, we will eliminate them one by one.
You think killing me will make you stronger? It'll just make you desperate. You're afraid of the Hero League, and this is your pathetic way of proving you're not.
Desperate? No, Connor, we're just getting started.
As Plasma Man prepared to activate the device that would strip Connor of his immortality, Mr. Callaway, Mr. Rence, and Mr. Dugan finally arrived near the edge of the courtyard. They stayed hidden behind a wall, catching sight of the scene unfolding in front of them.
We need to move quickly. If he succeeds, it's over for Connor, and maybe for all of us. There he is. Plasma Man's about to make his move. We have to stop him now.
Just as Mr. Rence was about to step forward, Colton, Zack, and Chris appeared from the other side of the courtyard, their eyes locking with the group across the way.
We found you.
We're all here.
The teams had converged at last, and, well, they all knew it was now or never.
We move on my signal. We take Plasma Man down before he can activate that device.
The team nodded, their focus sharp as they prepared for their next move. In the courtyard, Plasma Man raised the device, ready to fire it at Connor, when suddenly a bolt of lightning crackled through the air, knocking the device out of his hand.
Plasma Man staggered back, his eyes widening in shock as he turned toward the source.
Not today, Plasma Man.
With a furious roar, Plasma Man summoned his guards, and the battle began. The heroes charged forward, their powers ready as they fought to free Connor and put an end to Plasma Man's twisted plan.
You think you can keep that away from me, kid? You're not strong enough.
Zack concentrated hard, his telekinetic powers raising the immortality stripping device high into the air, keeping it away from Plasma Man. But Plasma Man wasn't about to give up. His plasma energy crackled dangerously in his hands, and without hesitation, he began hurling plasma balls directly at Zack. Each plasma ball sizzled through the air, forcing Zack to dodge and weave, but he kept the device aloft, struggling to maintain his focus. The rest of the villains, sensing their moment, began closing in on the group, their malicious grins growing as they prepared to strike. But before they could get too close, Mr. Callaway stepped forward, his face calm and resolute.
Step back. You're about to see what my true powers can do.
The group turned to him, eyes wide as they realized what was about to happen. Mr. Callaway focused his energy, drawing from the very core of the earth. His hands began to glow with a deep red light, and suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. From the cracks in the earth, molten lava began to bubble up, rising higher and higher. The villains' eyes widened in horror as massive plumes of lava erupted from the ground, flying toward them in blazing waves. The Villain League members scrambled, trying to dodge the deadly molten rock, but the lava surged faster than they could react. Panic set in as they screamed, dodging the fiery streams that threatened to consume them. But the chaos of the lava plumes caught Zack off guard. He flinched, momentarily distracted by a particularly large wave of lava flying dangerously close. In that brief second, his focus faltered, and the device slipped from his telekinetic grasp. Plasma Man moved with lightning speed, diving forward and grabbing the device before it could hit the ground. His expression twisted with triumph as he stood tall, aiming the device directly at Connor once again.
This time, there's no escape.
Seeing the danger, Mr. Callaway acted quickly. Without hesitation, he stepped in front of Connor, placing himself between the device and his friend. His protective stance was unwavering, even as he stared down the barrel of the weapon. Plasma Man grinned wickedly and fired. The beam from the device struck Mr. Callaway full force. The group watched in horror as the effects took hold immediately. Mr. Callaway's body began to wither, his once godlike form aging rapidly before their eyes. His skin wrinkled, his muscles shriveled, and his bones became fragile, his immortality draining away with each passing second. The once immortal hero turned toward the group, his eyes soft with acceptance. His voice, now frail and weak, carried across the courtyard.
It's been a pleasure, fighting crime alongside all of you. These are my final moments.
The team stood frozen, shock and grief gripping them as they watched their friend and mentor slip away. Mr. Callaway turned his gaze to Connor, his expression determined despite the toll on his body.
Tell Carl to keep my legacy alive. I did this to protect Connor and keep him alive. Remember, I'm the last of the original generation. Don't forget me.
The others, now fighting back tears, listened as he gave his final words. His voice grew fainter with each breath, but his message was clear. With that, Mr. Callaway collapsed, his body succumbing to the rapid aging, and he went silent. The group stood in stunned silence, the weight of the loss hanging heavy in the air. The villains had been temporarily pushed back by the lava, but the emotional blow struck harder than any physical attack.
Plasma Man had taken one of our own, and there would be no forgiveness.
Colton clenched his fists, rage bubbling beneath the surface. Stepping forward, he summoned his power once more, lightning crackling in his hands as he channeled every ounce of energy he had left. With a primal yell, Colton hurled a lightning ball the size of a car at Plasma Man, the blast so powerful that it knocked the villain off his feet and sent him crashing into the wall. The impact was deafening, the sound of crumbling stone echoing throughout the courtyard as Plasma Man slumped against the debris, finally taken down.
It's over. We can take him in now.
Mr. Rence, breathing heavily from the battle, turned to the others. But as the team gathered around the fallen Mr. Callaway, the victory felt hollow. They had won the battle, but the cost had been immense. The weight of Mr. Callaway's sacrifice settled over them all, but they knew they had to keep going, for him and for the legacy he had left behind. As Plasma Man lay crumpled against the debris, his body battered from Colton's lightning blast, a low, sinister laugh bubbled up from his throat. He coughed, his voice raspy, but the gleam of triumph hadn't left his eyes.
Heh. I might not have gotten Connor, but I took down one of your precious Hero League members. Callaway's gone, and that's a victory in itself.
The group stood over him, their expressions filled with a mixture of anger and determination. Colton stepped forward, his fists still crackling with residual electricity.
You think this is a victory? You took down Mr. Callaway, but you're coming with us.
You're done, Plasma Man. You'll never hurt anyone again. We're taking you in. Chris, silent but seething, summoned more grass to bind Plasma Man's legs and arms, just making sure he wouldn't be able to escape. The twisted tendrils of grass wrapped around him tightly, pinning him to the ground.
You think locking me up will change anything? The Villain League will come for me. This isn't over.
Oh, it's over for you. You'll finally get what's coming to you. And when we hand you over to Carl, he'll finally get to do something he's dreamed of for hundreds of years. Lock you up in the prison cell he built specifically for you.
That's right. We're taking you to Hero League headquarters, and Carl is going to lock you away in a cell designed just for you. You're going to spend the rest of your life behind bars. Plasma Man narrowed his eyes, the realization settling in. The prison that Carl had designed for him was impenetrable, a place no one could escape from. He'd always known it existed, but, he had never thought he'd actually end up in it.
You'll regret this. I won't stay there forever. The Villain League will come for me, and when they do, your entire Hero League will fall.
No, Plasma Man, you're wrong. The Hero League will always be here to stop you. You're done.
The group exchanged silent glances, their mission nearly complete. Though they had lost Mr. Callaway, they had captured one of the most dangerous villains they had ever faced.
Let's get him out of here,
Colton said quietly, nodding to Mr. Rence. With that, they bound Plasma Man tightly, ensuring he couldn't use his powers, and began dragging him toward the van. Plasma Man continued to glare at them, but the reality of his defeat had set in. He was going to the one place he feared most, the prison built for him, deep within Hero League headquarters. As they loaded him into the van, the group shared a moment of silence, the weight of their victory and the cost of it still heavy on their hearts. Mr. Callaway's sacrifice would not be forgotten, and now they had to make sure Plasma Man would never hurt anyone again. With Plasma Man securely restrained, they drove off, heading back to Hero League headquarters, knowing that the battle was far from over, but they had won this round.